Barcelona strikes a major blow, the decisive battle won against Real Madrid for the defender everyone was waiting for. Picture this, cool. We are in the midst of the 2025 to 2026 season, a season where every detail matters, where every signing can shift the balance of European football. And there, in the shadows of secret negotiations and strategic gambles, Barcelona has just delivered a masterstroke. Not a rumor, not a half measure, but a declaration of footballing war. The club has struck first, with boldness and precision, to secure the left-footed central defender everyone coveted. A rare, almost mythical profile, lightning fast, aggressively composed, with the personality of a leader and a South American flair that exudes intensity. This isn't just another player, it's Piero Hincapié, the man who will redefine Barcelona's defense for years to come. Can you feel that thrill, that excitement running down your spine? I can too. Because this transfer is so much more than a signing. It's a clear message sent to all of Europe, and especially to that eternal rival, Real Madrid, who also dreamed of this gem. Barcelona hasn't just recruited a central defender, they've acquired a cornerstone, a player capable of transforming the very structure of the team. So like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, because what I'm about to tell you is going to electrify you. Are you ready? Hold on tight. Piero Hincapié, the defender who changes everything. Piero Hincapié is the archetype of the modern defender that Barcelona desperately sought. A natural left-footer, capable of dominating his duels, launching clean attacks, and propelling the team forward with a boldness that was sorely missing. Imagine, a player who combines South American flair with European tactical discipline, a profile that finally allows Barcelona to play high, press aggressively, and build from the back with renewed serenity. It's no coincidence that Real Madrid also coveted him. The Merengues were looking for exactly the same type of player, a left-footed central defender capable of playing out from the back under pressure, covering spaces behind the defense, and bringing that technical touch that makes all the difference in big games. But this time, it's Barcelona who saw further, acted faster, and struck harder. Why him? Because Hincapié is the perfect balance of speed, tactical intelligence, and character. He's a defender who never backs down, who anticipates passes like a chess grandmaster, and who relaunches attacks with surgical precision. When he intervenes, it's not to clear the ball in a panic, but to launch a counterattack or find a teammate between the lines. His left foot, a formidable weapon. He can play in a back three, a back four, or even as a left back if needed. But above all, he brings that controlled aggression that allows Barcelona to play with a high line without being caught out on the break. With him, the build-up play becomes fluid, defensive transitions are more secure, and the team can finally impose its game, even against the most organized blocks. And then there's his mentality. Hincapié is the kind of player who never gives up, who corrects his teammates, who takes responsibility. A silent leader, but whose influence is felt across the entire pitch. When he speaks, others listen. When he acts, others follow. This is the kind of personality that has been sorely lacking in a young but talented defense. With him, Barcelona will no longer endure matches, they will dominate them. The battle against Real Madrid, a strategic masterstroke. The duel for Hincapié was much more than just a negotiation. It was a war of attrition, a game of chess where every move counted. Real Madrid, as usual, tried to maneuver behind the scenes, sow doubt, and drag things out. But Barcelona played it smart. Very smart. Joan Laporta and Deco understood that this transfer was a matter of sporting survival. It wasn't just about signing a good player, but about gaining a structural advantage over their historic rival. And they did it brilliantly. The sporting project presented to Hincapié was clear. At Barcelona, he wouldn't just be another piece on the board, but a pillar. He was promised a central role, a place in a system where his profile would be valued, where he could thrive and grow. No empty promises, but a concrete plan, an ambitious roadmap. The player felt this determination, this will to win, and he chose Camp Nou. Real Madrid, on the other hand, is left with its doubts, its hesitations, and a defense that continues to search for its identity. This transfer is a symbolic victory as much as it is a sporting one. It's proof that Barcelona is back, that it no longer settles for just getting by, but now dictates the rules. The message is clear. When it comes to signing a player who can make a difference, Barcelona doesn't back down from anything. And this time, mission accomplished. An immediate impact on the pitch. From the moment he arrives, Hincapié will change the game. Defensively, He brings unprecedented security. His positioning, his ability to anticipate passes, and his aggression in duels will allow Barcelona to play with a higher line, without fearing counterattacks. Offensively, his left foot will offer passing angles that were sorely missing. He can find a full-back in depth, a midfielder between the lines, or even a forward in the box with a simple flick of his foot. He's a player who reads the game, understands space, and knows when to accelerate or when to slow things down. And then there's his influence on others. With him, fullbacks dare to push forward, midfielders project themselves, and forwards know they can rely on a solid defense. Hincapié is the kind of player who raises the level of the entire team. When he's on the pitch, his teammates feel stronger, more confident. Because they know he'll be there to cover, to relaunch, to organize. Imagine him alongside Araujo or Kound. A pair of complementary central defenders, one bringing power and experience, the other technique and speed. With them, Barcelona could finally rediscover that defensive solidity that made its legend. And in attack, his left foot will allow them to vary their schemes, surprise opposing defenses, and create imbalances where there were none before. The integration of Piero Hincapié, a meticulous challenge, a historic opportunity. When a player of Piero Hincapié's caliber arrives at Camp Nou, especially in the middle of a demanding season like 2025 to 2026, every detail matters. It's not just about talent or physicality, it's about finally adapting to a unique ecosystem, that of Barcelona. A club where the pressure is relentless, where every move is scrutinized, analyzed, and dissected. Where the demands aren't just measured in wins, but in style, in identity, in that famous Manera Barcelona that defines the club's legend. So yes, integrating Hincapié is a challenge. But above all, it's a golden opportunity to redefine the balance of this team. The invisible work behind the scenes. First, there's the unseen work, the kind that happens far from the spotlight, on the training pitches of the Ciutat Esportiva. Hincapié will need to absorb a complex system of play, where every movement, every touch, every pass must be executed with millimeter precision. At Barcelona, a defender doesn't just defend. They must be the first link in the build-up, the one who launches attacks, dictates the tempo, and allows the team to breathe even under pressure. For a player like him, accustomed to leagues that may be less tactically demanding, adaptation won't be immediate. It will take hours of video analysis, intensive tactical sessions with Hansi Flick and his staff, and repetitive drills to automate movements, positioning, and decision-making. For example, playing out from the back under pressure isn't optional at Barcelona, it's mandatory. Hincapié will need to learn when to speed up play, when to slow it down, and when to risk a vertical pass between the lines rather than playing it safe. He'll also need to understand the signals from his teammates, the movements of GAVI, PEDRI, or Fermin Lopez, midfielders who love to slip between the lines and expect a precise, well-timed pass. Every mistake will be corrected, every hesitation worked on, until it all becomes second nature. Building relationships in defense. Next, there's his relationship with his defensive partners. A Barcelona centre-back never plays alone. He forms a duo, a trio, a cohesive unit with his teammates. If Hincapié is paired with Ronald Araujo, for example, he'll need to adapt to the Uruguayan's complementary style. Araujo, more physical and direct, covers spaces and aerial duels, while Hincapié brings technique and game intelligence. They'll need to learn to communicate, cover for each other, and anticipate each other's movements. When Araujo steps up to press high, Hincapié will need to adjust his position to secure the space behind. Conversely, when Hincapié ventures onto the left flank to support João Cancelo or Alejandro Balde, Araujo will need to shift to fill the gap. These automatisms, these collective reflexes, aren't improvised. They're built match by match, training session by training session. Then there's communication with Marc-André ter Stegen, the goalkeeper who likes to play high and demands constant availability from his defenders for short passes. Hincapié will need to adapt to his calls, his passing trajectories, and that almost telepathic relationship that exists between a good goalkeeper and his centre-backs. The crucial first matches. The first matches will be decisive, not just to judge his performances, but to measure his ability to assert himself in a dressing room full of strong personalities. Sergio Busquets may be gone, but players like Frenkie de Jong, GAVI, and even Robert Lewandowski have strong characters. Hincapié will need to show he belongs, that he can take charge, organize the defense, and above all, that he never backs down. Fans will always remember his first big duel, his first decisive intervention, the moment he proves he's the right man for the job. A perfectly timed sliding tackle, a pass that breaks the opposition's lines, a goal from a set piece, it doesn't matter. What matters is that he makes an impression, that he shows he's here to stay, elevating the entire defense. But the most exciting part is seeing how Hincapié can raise the level of the entire defense. With him, Barcelona will no longer be a team that suffers in transitions or gets caught by quick counterattacks. Instead, it will be a team that dominates, controls, and imposes its rhythm. A team where fullbacks dare to push forward because they know they're covered, where midfielders can press high without fearing the spaces behind them, and where forwards receive clean, playable balls right from the defensive line. Imagine a defense where Hincapié, with his left foot, can find PEDRI or Fermin with a 30-meter pass, where he can launch an attack with a single touch. Imagine him in tight matches, those Champions League nights where every detail counts, where his ability to read the game and anticipate opposition passes makes the difference. The mental challenge. Then there's the mental aspect. Hincapié is arriving at a club where the pressure is relentless, where every defeat is a crisis, and every mistake is magnified. But it's also a club that knows how to bounce back, one with a winning culture ingrained in its DNA. He'll need to manage expectations, criticism, and moments of doubt. Fortunately, his profile fits this demand perfectly. He's a competitor, a winner, a player who isn't afraid of challenges. He's already proven he can perform in hostile environments and keep his cool in heated moments. At Barcelona, this mentality will be invaluable. Because here, you don't just play to win, you play to dominate, to impose your style, to silence the skeptics. A signing that reveals Barcelona's renewed ambition. This transfer is so much more than just a signing. It's a symbol. After years of wandering, haphazard signings, and poorly defined projects, Barcelona is showing it finally has a clear vision. Hincapié didn't arrive by accident. He's the result of a carefully considered strategy, a fine analysis of the team's needs. The club identified a structural gap, a high-level left-footed center-back capable of launching attacks and defending aggressively, and acted decisively to fill it. No more compromises, no more short-term fixes. This time, it's a signing designed for both the present and the future. What do you think? And you, what do you think? Which aspect of Hincapié excites you the most? His speed, his technique, his leadership, and which defensive partner would you like to see him paired with? An Hincapié-Araujo duo, combining technique and power? Or perhaps Hincapié-Koundé, for a more mobile, complementary pairing? Because this season, Barcelona has the tools to win it all. And you, the Cules, are at the heart of this adventure. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Stay connected, because the best is yet to come. Every match, every victory, every moment of brilliance will be ours to share. And this time, it's not just a promise, it's a certainty. Visca el Barça. Blue circle, red circle.